Hey Mary! Alright, welcome back to another episode of our Outer Wilds Let's Play, and I think this time we can just go straight to our ship. We have a lot to explore on Brittle Hollow today, and I think we're going to be encountering a lot of really exciting things, or hopefully at least. But, as always, we can just quickly go over what we learned last time, and we did learn quite a lot. In particular, we landed where we had previously at the escape pod. We explored the old settlement, which was just a temporary settlement that the Nomai had been staying in before presumably moving to the Hanging City, which is hopefully where we're going to be going today if things go right. We also found why the eye is so significant in Nomai culture. The signal it emits is apparently older than the universe itself, and that's also why the Nomai travel to the solar system at all. But while traveling, things went wrong. Something involving Dark Bramble seemed to have hurt the vessel they were on, and they needed to launch 3 escape pods, one which never escaped Dark Bramble, one that went to the Ember Twin, and the one we found, which had landed on Brittle Hollow. It seems like a pretty big disaster, as many of the Nomai were not doing so good, based on what we read in the old settlement. So, very sad. But we can see if anything got better by exploring the Hanging City. We also found Ryback and his camp. He seems to give us some good pointers, in particular how to gauge the stability of the planet as it's falling apart throughout the loop. Yeah, so that, as always, is going to be something that's going to be really annoying. Okay, we also explored the Tower of Quantum Knowledge and learned more about the Quantum Moon. In particular, it seems to have a lot of significance in the Nomai culture, as they tend to make a pilgrimage to the Quantum Moon. Or, from what we know, they seem to find some sort of significant connection with it and the shards of rock that we've seen causing the environment to exhibit quantum behavior. So perhaps it's something that we can explore as well if we can learn what the Nomai knew about how to land on the Quantum Moon, since apparently we need certain pieces of information to even land there. We also found the gravity cannon and recalled one of the Nomai shuttles that was apparently on the moon. And we heard about Solanum and her trek there. So we could definitely keep that in mind. The quantum stuff is very, very cool. And actually, I think we'll be able to get a better look at the Quantum Moon, since honestly it's pretty scary, but also super cool. We finished off the episode after falling into the black hole on accident and traveling back by going to the White Hole station, where we found a teleporter that just brought us right back to Brittle Hollow. The same teleporter that we saw on Timber Hearth. So maybe there's a way to teleport to all the planets in the solar system, but if there is, we haven't found it just yet. There is more here to discover, as we've learned. Apparently there's like a negative time interval between arriving and leaving in the teleporter. So we have a lot of leads to explore, but for now we should just go straight on back to Brittle Hollow, which I will do now, and I'll see you there. Okay, here we are, right where we left off, and actually, I think the poles are more stable. So if we, here we go, leave our ship here, it shouldn't disappear, or fall through the black hole, I mean. But, as our ship told us, there's more here to discover. So we got that, we got the projection pool stuff from the Ember Twin. We learned about the high energy lab as well, which is something we're going to have to explore more. Is there anything else here? I think not in this building, but I do think there's some stuff up here. We are going to have to be careful, though, since the moon is bombing us from the sky. God damn. Woo! Yes, okay, here we go. Just got to jump over this, gorge here. And let's see what we got. Has anyone observed the phantom moon that sometimes greets us in the night sky? Your thoughts interest me. I compliment your eyes. How do you imagine it disappears? Hypothesis. It could be a shift in the light spectrum? Suppose this moon is too shy to show us its face. I'm interested in your playful moon. Is it much like its violent friend, Hollow's lantern? Imagine there were 2 volcanic moons. Then I imagine there'd be none of us left. Hypothesis: there can exist too much lava. I'd strongly prefer we test the null hypothesis. This moon isn't volcanic, to my unaided eyes. Sometimes it leaves its friends a hollow lantern for nights at a time. The nights the moon circles this planet appear random. It seems to travel as it likes. Yeah, and actually... Oh, wait, is that it right there? Yes, that is it right there. As you can see, it's horrifying. God. I think that's most of... yeah, see, look, there it is. Now it's around Giant's Deep. And if we look away and then look back... Sure enough, it's gone. We are picking up something else from Giant's Deep. Probably the shard that they had mentioned. Yep, and there it is. Oh god, that's horrifying. I remember when I first saw the Quantum Moon when I played this game for the first time, I was like horrified of it. I mean, the noise it makes, the fact that it's like disappearing and appearing. Oh god. Yeah, see, look, the second we looked away, it's over at Timber Earth now. Oh man. Luckily, though, we don't have to explore that too much just yet. Although it will come up later, as it is... Oh boy, the stuff we'll learn there. But for now, we don't have to worry about it. I will say, though, last time when we arrived, I did walk by it since I thought we'd have time, but there were some readings here after we had teleported. And since we did technically miss them, I think I might jump through the black hole intentionally and then teleport back just to see what they were. If I can find a hole in the crust, that is, of course. I will try to do that now, and I will see you at the White Hole Station. Here we go! Oh my god! Alright, we are back. Back at the White Hole Station. Man, I swear to God, I've jumped into that black hole like 100 times, and it's still just as scary every time I do it. But here we are, back at the White Hole Station. Luckily, we know what we're doing this time, so we can just quickly run in and teleport back. Oh, went the wrong way there. Here we go. Should be... There we are. Whoop. Oh, I'm running low on fuel here. I don't think there's anything I can do about it just yet. I do think there's a place I can refuel where we're going, though. So, that's convenient. But for now, we just kind of have to wait. But yeah, definitely, like, the presence of the White Hole Station at all, as I kind of said earlier, makes us question whether there are other, like, stations that we can use to teleport to other bodies in the solar system. Right, so we're back. I'm just going to quickly refuel. Whoa. Actually, there's some notes here I missed, too. Feldspar's spare jetpack fuel. It's annoying to schlep across this planet, the planet to the ship if I can't use my jetpack, so I'm leaving this here. I checked with my little scout. I do, too, use it, Hornfels, you burnt marshmallow. And the scout's integrity's reading said this piece of brittle hollow is as stable as any, but who knows. If the fuel's still around, feel free to use it. If not, well, wherever you're reading this note, I'm sure you've got bigger problems. Yeah, okay, so there's some stuff from Feldspar. In fact, I believe that's the first direct writings or anything we've heard from Feldspar. So very interesting. But what's probably more interesting is whatever's on here. Departure time. 388.37401, arrival time 388.37.400. Right. So, as we had heard, they, okay, just making sure that's not coming. Return warp status charged. Step onto the warp receiver platform to activate return warp. Okay, so that's why it's glowing, I guess. But, it does confirm what we heard, just over here. That apparently there's like a negative time discrepancy between departing and arriving, which doesn't really make physical sense. Oh yeah, we also missed this. This is probably just a, I think it's just the teleportation between the white and black hole. I've actually never seen this before. Man, okay. Anyways, so yeah, there's even more mysteries now. There's a negative time discrepancy, which is just wild. But something we'll have to explore, and probably something we'll see more of whenever we go to the Ember Twin, since they appear to be doing some experiments involving teleportation in the high energy lab. For now, though, I believe we should go to the Southern Observatory. Oh god, that's freaky. Which is actually on the other side of the planet, since we're at the North Pole right now. So let's head that way. Actually, wait, whoa, hold on a minute. Just in case, I'm gonna refuel and refuel my oxygen and my jetpack stuff. Okay, now we're ready to leave, for real this time. Let's head over to the Southern Pole. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. This might kill me, actually. Ow, okay, damn, that hurt a lot. Jesus Christ, I barely even left it, I already fucked up. Alright. Well, this is the bridge that does take us back to Rybek's camp. Oh my god. You know, maybe this was for the best. I'm trying to keep a positive attitude. Both my legs are broken, and I'm in significant pain. Oh god. I guess, we can use the marshmallow trick to refuel, or to, reheal a bit. I did not expect that to happen. Hey, Rybek, I'm on the brink of death here. Damn. I very rarely use this tactic, actually. I usually just, reheal in my ship. But, yep, there we go. We're all rehealed and ready to go, and we can actually refuel. I know we did just do that in the ship, but it doesn't hurt. And now, if we could head back to where the gravity cannon was, that might be useful, because as we saw last time, there is a path to the Southern Observatory from the gravity cannon. This way, maybe? We should be able to see it from the inside. There's something. I think that's the Hanging City. And then I'm trying to go quickly since there's a lot to explore in the... Oh, here we go. Yeah, nice. There's a lot to explore in the Southern Observatory. And I would love to be able to get to all of it. I really hope this isn't where... Okay, nice. It should be just up here. And again, we're going to have to go quickly since I think the path is going to fall apart soon. That's why I'm using my rockets so much. Okay, here we go. Oh boy. Which way do I go? Which way? This way? No, this way. I think. Oh god. Okay, I'm getting pulled every which way here. Whoa. Surely they could have come up with like a better mode of transport. Like, damn. One that isn't so horrifying. Okay, yeah, that's where we have to go. And I do think once we make it over there, the ground is a lot more stable. Right? Are we going the right way? I think so. There's ice here. Okay. Right. Leap of faith. Okay. Now, if I remember correctly, I think we're going to have to take another leap of faith, actually, just right here, since the bridge has been taken out. Whoa. Okay. Man. We gotta go up. No, we gotta go this way, yeah. Okay. And then up. And there's some trees here, too, so we don't have to worry about oxygen. And just right over here. Okay. And up this guy. And I do think that will lead us, yes, right to the Southern Observatory. So we already have some interesting stuff going on here. We have a projection stone of Giant's Deep. Let's see what we got. Connoy, Daz and I were lifting orbital probe cannon components into orbit for assembly, and one somehow sank down beneath the current. Connoy, you should have seen it. We thought it was impossible for any cannon components to sink even partially below the current, but ours sank straight to the core. Kosova convinced me not to try to recreate the phenomenon myself using other cannon parts, but we're very curious to know what happened. How could something pass through the current? My gratitude for your interesting question. This is exciting. Spire constructed a model of Giant's Deep here in Brittle Hollow's Southern Observatory, and it reveals how an object might sink below the current. Connoy, I'm unable to grasp the answer by looking through the projection pool. If I may visit the observatory, would you kindly explain? If you don't mind the trek beneath the surface of the South Pole, I'd be delighted to see you. There are two trailheads, one at Brittle Hollow's gravity cannon and the other at the Tower of Quantum Knowledge. Huh. So we have mention of something called the orbital probe cannon. Maybe we can see what it is here. Doesn't look like it. This seems to just be some sort of like bay or something. Who knows? Maybe we can learn more over here since this definitely seems out of place. Kosovo's construction yard has been using the cyclones on Giant's Deep to lift orbital probe cannon parts into orbit, but one component was pushed down past the current that usually prevents anything from sinking. Spire and I are crafting a model to determine why this happened. An update. It's now clear there are two different types of cyclone. Most cyclones on Giant's Deep rotate clockwise. These are the cyclones Kosovo typically uses to send components to orbit. There also exists a rarer type of cyclone that spins in the opposite direction and pushes objects beneath the waters and below the current. My gratitude, Spire. Connoy is showing me your handiwork, and I'm intrigued by this secondary type of cyclone. But was it really necessary to build a model to tell me that? The model will be useful as we continue monitoring Giant's Deep. I also very much wanted to make a model. Yeah, so we had heard about the current on Giant's Deep way back in the first episode, and now we have a way to actually pass through. And we have reason to, since there appears to be some sort of nomai, like, probe cannon component at the bottom. Very, very interesting. Sun's looking red. In fact, the music has stopped in here, so I think we're going to have to move pretty quickly. Oh, never mind. Okay, so this... Right. So the whole reason we came to the Southern Observatory is because we had heard about it on the Addle Rock, that it is a more sensitive tracker to finding the eye of the universe. And let's see if it succeeded. Oh, man. Okay, so it seems to be in a very, very large orbit around the solar system, but it doesn't seem to be working exactly. Let's see what the Nomai have to say. What have we learned thus far in our search for the eye of the universe? One of us on the vessel originally followed the eye's signal. Those of us on the vessel originally followed the eye's signal to this star system, but were unable to warp to the eye itself. The locator we built on the Addle Rock and the new, more sensitive locator we built here were both unable to detect any trace of the eye's signal. Hypothesis: the eye has stopped emitting its signal. Suppose the eye doesn't wish to be found. Kosova, how could you suggest that? The eye's signal called out to summon us to this star system. I'm aware. I grew up hearing the eye's story, yet we're no closer to finding it than you were when you first arrived here. Based on our knowledge of the quantum moon, we believe the eye is in orbit around this star system's sun. This would mean the eye is located within a finite, albeit enormous, range. Yeah, so that's kind of reflected in this, but it doesn't seem to be able to determine its exact position. Very unfortunate, but very interesting. Unable to determine orbit. No signal detected matching any known criteria for the eye of the universe. Yeah, so whatever signal the Nomai had originally found doesn't seem to be present anymore. Very, very interesting. It almost seems like the eye is, like, conscious to a certain degree. How should our methods change as we continue our search for the eye of the universe? We know what the eye looks like thanks to the quantum moon. So what if we tried to find the eye visually instead? Let's send out a probe. Malo's idea is clever, but we have no idea where the eye is in relation to here. The probability of launching a probe in the correct direction would be absurdly small. I believe I have a solution for that problem. Have you spoken with Rami and Pi about the technology they're developing? Huh. We need to build a probe launching mechanism to cover those long distances quickly. A cannon in orbit around a celestial body would circumvent the need to escape gravity's pull. Giant's Deep would be a good choice. It's the furthest from the sun, so it would provide the best angles for launch. And it's moonless, except when the quantum moon is visiting. Yes, let's build a cannon in orbit around Giant's Deep. Sorry, I was just looking at the sun. I wanted to make sure it didn't just explode. As we couldn't find the eye signal using 2 different devices built for this exact purpose, we should discontinue the search method. Huh. So, we now know what the orbital probe cannon they were talking about was used for. It's a third and hopefully final method of finding the eye of the universe manually, which is definitely interesting. Especially since they don't know where it is. They would have to launch millions and millions of probes before they would even get close. So I'm not entirely sure what their logic was there, but maybe it works. They're clearly very smart, so I'm sure they have like a decent reason. But most curiously was the inclusion of the fact that they knew what the eye looked like thanks to the quantum moon. So the quantum moon seems to have some sort of connection to the eye, which is maybe not surprising. We know the eye is very mysterious, and the quantum moon is probably just is also incredibly mysterious. I think it was right there, and it just disappeared. So, we definitely have a lot more to explore. We have a reason to go to Giant's Deep, and we have a reason to go to the Ember Twin. So we have a lot more ground to cover here, although we still have the Hanging City, and maybe we can learn more about all of this there. We are unfortunately at the end of the loop here, but I do think we learned a lot. I think there's one more little piece of information we can learn before we violently and brutally die. And that's just on the outside of this door here, which leads right out to the surface. And we can find a recorder. I'm here! I did it! I put the ship down safely! And that the ship went down and I didn't sustain bodily harm. A few minor repairs, and it's like the ship never hit those rocks. One of my better attempts. Feldspar would barely have laughed at me, I bet. That's the good news. The bad news, I haven't found a way inside this structure yet. The door is broken, and I know I'm not great at exploring, but I think I would have found a different entrance by now if there were one. Probably. I can't get inside from here, but I know there are paths below the surface. I'm gonna head north to the ruins on the equator to try to find a way down. Right, so this is where Rybeck originally landed. And I do believe... Oh, here we go. Here's their ship right here. I don't think we could go inside of it, but yeah, it looks pretty intact. Unlike our bodies in a couple seconds. Damn. Whoa, let's get to the top here. Whew. Honestly, you know what? I'm very surprised that... Oh, well, damn. Ow. I'm very surprised that I haven't died in any other way yet. Normally I get, like, brutally killed in, like, every way possible. And you know what? I think that's the orbital probe cannon right there. And it maybe just shot a probe out. Huh. It doesn't seem to be doing great, but that's probably something for us to explore later. Although, considering how every loop begins with us seeing that, the orbital probe cannon definitely is something that will come up in the future. Something very, very important. But, for now, I do believe, unless the computer tells us there's more to explore. Yep. Our next destination is the Hanging City, which I don't think we'll be able to complete in this loop, but we can certainly get started, as there's a lot of really cool stuff there. So, as always, I will see you on Brittle Hollow. Okay, we're here. Although, actually, I'm going to be strategic about where we actually put the ship down. I think we should go to the crossroads where Rybeck was, since if I recall correctly, there's a bridge that would lead us like right to the Hanging City. If I can find it. I always have trouble finding, like, especially... Here we go. Never mind. All right. Oh, and did I like hit a tree or something? Oh well. Perfect landing. No issues at all. Hell yeah. Okay, ow. All right. Building with the tree in it, I think. Yeah, here we go. I'm trying to move quickly so we can get as much done in the Hanging City as possible. Woo! Okay, here we are. And here is the bridge, which, yep, sure enough leads to the Hanging City. I think we might have to jump a bit, since last time the bridge was kind of all messed up. Oh no, okay, I guess we're good. Whoa, that wasn't too bad. Alright, we're here. I think we are. It seems like we're here. The Hanging City. And there's, some upside down stuff up there. That's gonna be complicated to get to, but for now, I think we're okay. Black Hole Forge District, Eye Shrine District, Meltwater District, School District. Huh. Black Hole Forge is at the top, so that's probably whatever that is. That's a cool name, though. I don't really know how we can get up there just yet, unless there's a way in here. Oh, yeah, maybe there is. Uh-oh. Oop, got a bit too overconfident with my, jetpack there. Okay, we're close, but it doesn't seem like we can get there just yet. I think we are in the district just below it. We're gonna have to probably find some other way to get up there, and that's okay. Since, that place technically has some other lore implications, which we'll learn about later. We might actually have to come back to Brittle Hollow to explore the Black Hole Forge. But yeah, there are a lot of skeletons here. This, I believe, is the Eye Shrine District. Oh man, that's really depressing. Some Nomai died in their beds. So things are getting really strange now. We had seen in the mines how they appeared to just like die where they're... Oh my fucking god. Please. No, god. Please, oh god, no, I'm stuck in the hole. Okay, hold on. I just gotta lock in. Alright, oh god. Alright, damn. I was about to go on a cool monologue and everything, too. Okay. That kind of killed the mood, but we had seen how in the mines, the Nomai appeared to have just dropped dead wherever they were, and now this, like, really confirms what we were thinking. Nomai were dying in their beds. Something massive must have happened. Something that could have knocked them all out at once without them even realizing. So, oh man, everything is falling apart here, so we're gonna have to be careful. Since the bridge, as we kind of saw, falls apart, and it becomes a lot more difficult to get back here later in the loop. Okay, so we got some stuff down there. I don't think any... Like, the Hanging City is directly beneath the North Pole, which, like the South Pole, is fairly stable, so I think we don't have to worry about anything falling apart. We just gotta worry about our own stupidity. What is the Eye of the Universe? The Eye is the source of the signal that brought us here. Suppose the Eye is a more advanced being. The Eye is older than this universe, so imagine how it could teach us. Perhaps it is a cosmic library. So a lot of theories on what the Eye is. How can the Eye be older than the universe itself? Suppose it is a relic from a previous universe. The early universe was unimaginably hot and dense. If anything existed before, it would have been destroyed. Suppose the universe is older than previously assumed. Yeah, definitely a lot of implications there. What is the Eye's signal? Suppose the Eye wishes to communicate. The signal is a call. Were we the intended audience? The signal is the Eye's voice. It speaks in a language we don't know yet. Or maybe the signal is the Eye's attempt at expressing itself. Of note, from the signal, we were able to determine the eye's approximate age, or perhaps its lack of age? Interesting, and there it is. Be welcome to this place. This shrine is a space to reflect on what brought us to the star system, the signal from the eye. We observed the eye's signal in our travels, and followed it here to find its source. What we know is this: the source of the signal, which we have chosen to call the eye of the universe, is older than the universe itself. The rest we have yet to learn. Enter and open your mind to its possibilities. Yeah, so it seems like the Nomai's devotion to the eye went like far beyond just academic inquiry. It's almost like they formed a religion around it. Like they were considering it some type of god. Which, hey, it very well may be. We don't really know too much about it. Ooh. This, I think this elevator... Yeah, here we go. Yeah, there are a lot of skeletons here. Oh, okay, so this is Solanum, the one we know to go to the quantum moon. I no longer believe, as I did as a child on the Ember Twin, that the eye of the universe, the source of the signal, wishes to harm us, but it may not want to be found either. In fact, the eye may not have wishes at all. We have no evidence supporting this. The terrible circumstances of our arrival here were almost certainly exactly that, circumstance. I suspect imagining we are special to the eye in some way is wishful thinking. The eye might have called out to any sentient species, or it might not have been calling out at all, and that my ancestors heard the eye's signal. My ancestors heard the eye's signal holds... Oh, Jesus Christ. And that my ancestors heard the eye's signal holds no great deep meaning. This wouldn't be so bad, I think. Yeah, so Solanum's definitely an interesting character. And they mentioned growing up on the Ember Twin, which is interesting. They must be one of the Nomai that had been born after the crash. But that does confirm that eventually the settlements that had originally crashed on the Ember Twin and Brittle Hollow eventually connect and they find each other again, which is very touching, I think. Okay, so that's where we started. Now, there's a very, very good chance we're going to be missing quite a lot of stuff in here. In fact, actually, I'm going to go back and double check here just to make sure. So we're going to be visiting this place a lot, probably. Oh god, I thought I was going to fall through there. And we're already running low on fuel. I can't remember if there's any place that we can refuel here. Probably, but maybe I should take it easy. So we can quickly just refuel here. I think that will probably benefit us in the long run, since as we kind of saw, there are many districts in the Hanging City and a lot of information. I hope the bridge didn't fall while I was doing that. Okay, nice. You know, I'm actually very surprised. I thought the bridge was going to be completely gone. But we seem to be making some pretty good time here, so let's explore whatever one. So we were, yeah, just the Eye Shrine District. Now we're at the Meltwater District. Let's see what we have here. Ooh. Nope, there we go. Black Hole Forge controls. Huh. Okay. Like I had said earlier, though, I think the Black Hole Forge is something we're going to have to come back to. So for now, we can just put a pin in that, and we'll come back to it later. Okay, so we got 3 boards here, 1 with a scroll and 2 without, so we're probably going to have to find the other 2. The Ash Twin project requires a powerful, highly advanced warp core. How should we obtain it? Okay, that seems to be it. But another mention of the Ash Twin project, and actually, here is one of the scrolls. Okay. Solution 2. We could craft a new advanced warp core inspired by the vessel's warp core. This is the safest path for our clan. Is this the safest path or the best one? Our goal is worth the risk. Is it though? We've tried for so long to find something that I and others now believe might be impossible to find. If the search for the eye is a futile one, we should choose the option with the least potential for harm. I would very much like to craft such a powerful core. More relevantly, I believe the Black Hole Forge crew and I could recreate the basic design. Abandoning the vessel's warp core and its casing means losing valuable knowledge. This is true. However, it's knowledge we have little hope of recovering. It would be the best to relearn, I think. The greatest challenge here, I think, is we don't have the design for such a powerful core or any of the original crafters of the vessel's core. No, but Poke was apprenticed to Anona, who created the original design, and our Black Hole Forge is adept at crafting much simpler cores. I believe I can be of use here. The vessel's warp core was created before my time, but Anona explained many of his designs to me. Okay, so that's a lot of information. In particular, the Ash Twin Project and the Search for the Eye seem to be connected in some way. And they want to create a warp core for it, which is interesting. Oh yeah, we can see the edge of the sun there getting pretty red. So, yeah, there we go. We can find the scroll here, but before we do that, yes, there actually is some more stuff here. I feel strange trying to recreate Anona's warp core without him. At times, it still feels strange to no longer be his very young apprentice, and for the Black Hole Forge to be in my care and not his. To have a chance to try is thrilling, but I don't want to disappoint everyone. I think I can do this, probably, but what if excitement has clouded my assessment of my own abilities? Still, all I can give is my best, and as Anona would say, should my best prove insufficient, then I will find another way to achieve what is needed. I have Clary and Root in the Forge, and I have my clan. I'm not alone. Was I wrong in volunteering to build it? I was born in this star system, and I never saw Anona's warp core with my own 3 eyes. I only know what he taught me. What if I've bitten off a larger portion than I could consume? Hypothesis. This will always feel strange. Even though my time with him was short, I miss my old mentor and deeply. Yeah, so... there is another way up there, but quickly I think I'm just going to go down and read this scroll, which should be solution number 1, although it seems from the writing that we just found up there, solution 2 is the one they're going with. But we can see what they were thinking nonetheless. Solution 1, we could retrieve the warp core from the vessel. This would require a return to Dark Bramble Plume. My father said many good Nomai perished there. My mentor, Colas, and his old mentor once discovered and studied the anglerfish fossil on the Ember Twin. Using that knowledge, we could avoid the anglerfish entirely. I remember that anglerfish fossil. We used to play in the fossil fish cave when we were children. Huh. What Melore and I learned from that fossil could theoretically help us evade the anglerfish, but our hypothesis was never tested on a live specimen. The vessel's warp core is broken. At best, recalled those present when the vessel crashed said it sustained lethal injuries. There is no guaranteed reward for this risk. Perhaps we could still repair it? My grandmother told me there was a little time to assess the nature or extent of the damage. Yeah, so... Oh, hold on, we got some more stuff here. Even if no longer functions... God damn! Even if it no longer functions, the old core could be a valuable blueprint, provided we're able to transport it back here. So, that does confirm what we were thinking. The vessel is still in Dark Bramble. There are anglerfish there, which... Damn. But it appears to be broken. There also is confirmation that there are like many generations of Nomai that were born in the solar system after those who had crashed here originally. So that's quite interesting. We can go up here though and see if there's anything left in the Meltwater District. Okay, that's just like a big ass tower. Anything over here? Doesn't seem like it. So whatever this is, we'll probably have to access it from the top. Like, we're starting to really get things connected now. The Black Hole Forge, the Ash Twin Project, the Search for the Eye, even the vessel, everything seems to be connected in some way, as the Nomai desperately want to discover more about the Eye, and in doing so, they kind of even formed a religion around it, as we saw in the Eye Shrine over there. I don't think we'll have time to finish this, as we're already running pretty low on time. But there is one last district, the school district. We can, at the very least, go down and take a look at it before we die brutally. Yeah, okay, so there's just another sign there. Actually, no. I was hoping that we'd be able to see the sun. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's definitely looking pretty red. I would expect the song to start up any second now, actually. Yeah, so the school district, I wonder what they were teaching them. Oh boy, actually, hold on. Yeah, alright, so we're gonna have to be more careful walking around here since there's some ghost matter. And that's actually another mystery that we'll have to explore. Like, what ghost matter is and why it's all over the place. Again, with the skeletons of people just dying where they were sitting. Interesting. Okay, we got an elevator in here and ghost matter. Okay, I think we're safe to walk down here, but not into here. Yeah, no way we're getting over there by that bridge. But we can go up this elevator here. Whoop. Right, actually, you know, I think this is the... Uh-oh. You know what? Okay, that was close. Alright. We're gonna have to be more careful. Does this lead anywhere? Oh. Okay, we're good. Although we are getting awfully close to the black hole. You can see the distortion there. Oh, okay, hold on. There's a scroll here. I didn't see a place to put a scroll, but maybe we can find one. At the very least, if we don't find anything, because I think the song is starting up right now, actually, yeah. We can probably just remember where it was for next time. Oh, actually, hold on. This seems to be a schoolhouse. I don't think we'll have time to get through all of these, but we can certainly read what's over here. Oh, man. These were almost certainly all children. Explanation of festivals. All Nomai clans from all over the universe meet in one place to share what they've learned in science and art. It's called the festival. At some festivals, the one clan's big discovery can mean all the Nomai get to advance too, like a known as warp core, which made it so everyone can warp long distances and explore more. Each clan has a festival envoy to show their most interesting work. Our envoy was Thatch. A single festival could last a long, long time. We can't go because we're stuck here, but Felix says we used to go too. Don't forget, festivals happen every 10 years. Right, so this isn't ever explicitly told, but the reason why these are so choppy is because these are ones written by children, whereas these ones are ones written by adults. So, it's very depressing, but something clearly happened to the Nomai that killed them all at once. And we know that there are many Nomai clans now that travel the universe, and this one, the one that got stranded in this solar system, is one of many. But for some reason, they aren't able to communicate, and no one ever came to save them. Although, I think that's what they were hoping for. Definitely something to explore in the future. But for now, this loop is over. Okay. So, we are out of time, unfortunately, but I do think we got some pretty cool stuff this time. A lot of cool stuff, actually, and in fact, we're getting close to learning all that we can on Brittle Hollow right now. So, in the next episode, we're going to return to the school district in the Hanging City and finish what we couldn't this time. We're going to probably do some more cleanup, visit some areas that maybe we forgot to last time, and then we're going to move on to the next planet. So stay tuned. But thank you so much for watching, and I love you. Bye!